Hi everyone! Today we're going to be learning how to make a knitted hat. First, you will need at least 147 yards of yarn. I used medium 4 weight. You'll need circular needles, and I used a 16-inch 4mm number 6 needles. You'll need a couple of short double-sided needles for closing up your hat, a yarn needle, and stitch markers to keep track of what row you're on. We'll start by casting on. Pull out a long tail. I measured about 4 times my arm length. This will shrink as we cast on stitches. Then you will be making a slip knot and tightening it around your needle. Now we're going to cast on 112 stitches. Watch as I show how you do a casting on stitch. If you want a bigger hat, add more stitches. Or if you want a smaller hat, add fewer. But your total stitches must be divisible by 8. Once you have cast on your 112 stitches, you can start knitting. Remember to put on your stitch marker before you start. Watch as I demonstrate how to do a knit or K stitch, moving the yarn to the back of my project. After 2 stitches, I move the yarn to the front of the project to do a purl or P stitch. Watch as I demonstrate the purl stitch. Continue with a knit to purl to pattern completely around until you reach your stitch marker. At that point, you should repeat the pattern starting with knit to purl to. Repeat this pattern until you've knitted about a 2 to 3 inch rim. For the main portion of our hat, we will be stitching a knit 4 purl 4 pattern. This means we're going to knit 4 stitches and then purl 4 stitches. Continue this pattern until you have about 7 to 8 inches of materials. And you can shorten or lengthen this depending on how floppy you like your hat. Now we want to close up the hat. We will be decreasing for 3 rows. In the first decrease row, we will knit 2 together by pushing the needle through 2 knit stitches at once, bringing the yarn through and turning it into a single stitch. Follow the pattern knit 2 together, knit 2 together, purl 2 together, purl 2 together for the entire row. In the second decrease row, you will continue to knit 2 together and purl 2 together in the pattern knit 2, purl 2. If your yarn starts getting too tight on the circular needles, you can switch to the double-sided needles. In the last decrease row, continue the pattern knit 2 together, purl 2 together until you have only 14 stitches left. Now we're going to cut the end of the yarn with plenty of extra to thread through our last 14 inches. Use the large yarn needle to thread the yarn through the remaining stitches until you can pull it tight and close the loop. Turn your hat inside out and thread the yarn through to tie it off. Make sure your loop is very tight and then tie the end of your yarn to one of the stitches. If you still have a tail at the bottom of your hat, make sure you tie that off too to the inside. Turn your hat right side out and voila, you have a knitted hat. Thanks for watching.